Hey folks, Josh here. As we head into the final 4 episodes of What's in the Rift Season 1, I just want to thank everyone for coming along on this journey with us and remind you that if you do want to help the show out, if you do enjoy it, and I would assume and hope that you do if you've made it this far with us, that the best way to help us out would be to rate and review the show and share it with people that you think may enjoy it as well. All right, that's it. Now, time for What's in the Rift. For the best listening experience, we recommend headphones.
Previously on What's in the Rift.
Things are getting real expensive. I get it. I should probably quit myself, but if you guys have quit, I feel... Just tell me you're not quit, and I'm like helping you start again, right?
No. I would never quit smoking.
Yeah, do it
Bruce,
all
let
the
me handle
time.
this. Bruce, please.
You can feel almost like tiny little daggers all over the top of your lung that feel good.
Toska, I'm addicted!
You okay?
This is just a funny little joke between friends. See, this guy right here, he's a real square, so I thought it would be funny to hand him a cigarette.
I'm gonna step up and slightly squeeze the handle and press it to his back.
Bruce takes a victory smoke.
You have been here before. You have been to all of these facilities before. You have been to Chicago before. These facilities exist because of you and your friends. Every action has consequences, Court. Every story you tell has consequences. Do I really have to explain this all again?
No, I think you have made your point. Like you said, every action has consequences. And what you did to Jeff just killed any chance of me being cooperative with you. So fuck you and the horse you ride in on.
Okay, you swipe the badge at the reader, the door buzzes, you pull it open. What you pull it open to is a large room. It is dark, save for a few lights around the edges of the room that appear to illuminate what may be gurneys. It's difficult to tell from this distance.
Did you say gurneys?
Yeah, they appear to be like some type of like bed, like a medical bed almost.
Okay.
And it's like dawn still,
It is.
so people could just be waking up if they're residents there.
This is strange.
Because it appears that there's a little bit of poetry written above the door. It reads, "Sands diverge, stars converge, yet we drift apart."
Wacky Bobo. The poem is in the building.
And it's at that moment that the double doors at the far end of this hall open. The doors that you just walked through, in fact. And as you turn around, you see a man in a long black overcoat with shoulder-length dark hair with his arms raised up to either side of him, approaching you.
Bruce. Jake. Welcome home.
What's in the Rift is intended for mature audiences. This show includes death, drug use, criminal activity, and a consistent undercurrent of existential dread. Any children discovered listening to this show will get the hammer.
Our story continues in a parking lot outside of a former Burger King, in an SUV that doesn't belong to its occupants, in a town that they are unfamiliar with, in a world that isn't theirs. Jenny and Blanche, you are sitting in an automobile with perhaps the world's most nervous woman. Victoria is openly and actively chewing at her nails. About 90 minutes has passed at this point, and she is visibly anxious. She turns to you, Blanche, and says,
"Do you have the walkie?"
Yeah. I mean, I can open it really quick.
Has it not been opened? Maybe you didn't have it open. Is that maybe... Yes, maybe that's why they haven't contacted us. Listen, if we don't hear from them, we have to go.
Go and do what? Yeah, go where? Like, go get them?
We have to go. We have to leave. Go someplace safer.
We can't leave them.
Why not? I mean, it's get safe ourselves or end up like them. You are feeding your friends to UCRI one by one. You understand that, right?
I mean, you make UCRI sound like a monster. It's not that serious.
Victoria spins on you, and she goes as if she's about to grab the lapel of your jacket, and she says,
Not that serious? Have you not listened to me at all? Do you understand what these people are capable of? They'll kill whoever gets in their way. They experiment on people. They are inhuman.
And that's exactly why we can't just leave our friends with them.
Yeah. Your friends shouldn't have gone in there in the first place, Jenny.
Ace starts to whine loudly at this point, which seems to only amp up Victoria's nervous state. She turns back to you, Jenny, and says,
I thought you seemed fairly reasonable when I first met you. I thought that you seemed to actually have a grasp on what we were dealing with, and you all seemed at least competent, but... Will you shut up, the dog?
She turns back to you, Blanche, and...
I need you to shut up, the dog.
And she does not get through the sentence before there is a loud bang, a horrendous flash, and her head is sprayed all over your front and blouse.
Oh my god!
There is a moment where time seems to stretch interminably. Based on the headless body no more than a foot away from both of your faces, and the fact that the front windshield of this SUV is blown out, you realize that someone has shot at you.
Jenny, drive. Just go. Just go.
My reaction to the shot would be to punch it.
It's very cold inside the car again now, as your car currently lacks a front windscreen. You slam your foot into the accelerator, and as you do, you notice emerging from the tree line across the street 3 black-clad figures in the same UCRI jumpsuit with the seeming addition of body armor advancing slowly from the woods on the opposite side of the road. One of them has a long-barreled rifle leveled at you and aimed directly at the car, and the other 2 are watching both sides of him as they approach. Tell me what you're doing.
So I would punch the gas, kind of duck down in the seat so that I'm not an obvious target, but clearly I still need to see the road, so I'm going to be just peeping over the top. You gun
the accelerator. The rear tires spin for a moment before getting grip on the destroyed asphalt surface outside of this abandoned fast food restaurant, and the car peels forward. You are accelerating rapidly towards the 3 on the other side of the road. However, they are on the other side of the ditch adjoining that road. I'm assuming you're not trying to clear the ditch to hit them, but rather to make it to the road to drive off?
Yeah, I'd be looking to get to the road, but also watching to make sure they didn't put spikes in the ground or the strips. I can't think of the names of them.
Stop strips, whatever they're called.
Yeah. But no, I don't want to kill them.
You've got a choice to make. Are you going left away from the facility or right towards it?
That's a great question. My gut reaction would be to go left away from it, because obviously if they're coming for us, they know we're here. If we just go near, we're just going to be getting more and more into it. The fact they know we're here means they may have Toska and Jackie and Bruce. So my gut reaction would be to go left, get away, and we could figure it out later.
Okay. You slow the car enough to bank it to the left, trying to get on the main road. The people that you saw approaching through the woods towards you on the opposite side of the road do not seem to react to you moving out of the spot that you're in at all. They don't seem to make any attempt to stop you or to fire on you again. Instead, they simply walk towards the road, and you catch that long enough as you yank the wheel to the left and pull onto the road there to notice that not but 500 yards down the road, there are 2 of those white vans with UCRI emblazoned on the side. And they are effectively closing off the direction of egress that you've chosen.
Blanche, hold on to Ace. I punch it.
You're going to ram
Yes.
these vehicles?
Absolutely. I don't really have much option. They're literally killing people.
You floor the accelerator. Blanche, are you grabbing onto Ace? Are you making an attempt to control her?
Yes, I've grabbed Ace and we are tucked down to the floor.
The wind whipping through the open windscreen has caused it to be deafening inside the cabin of the car. The cold air and the rapid wind speed as you accelerate, you can feel flecks of Victoria freezing to the skin on your face. And these 2 white vans are approaching ever closer, and you have a brief second to consider where you're going to hit them. Are you aiming for the center of the 2? Are you aiming for the people that are flanking them? Are you aiming for just one? Tell me where you're hitting this.
Okay. So I'm thinking Red Rover style, look for the weakest point. But are they, just so I have this visual right in my mind, are they like side by side perpendicular to the road, like parked and blocking? Or are they driving in both lanes towards me?
They are parked and blocking.
Okay, nose to nose. And there's people on either side and in between them? Or are they basically bumper to bumper?
Yes. You're moving too fast to get a good assessment, but there's more than 4 people here. And they are spread out. They aren't off the road.
Are the vans bumper to bumper, or is there space in between
Yes.
them? Okay.
Oh no, bumper to bumper.
Bumper to bumper. And they take up the whole road. And is the grass on either side flat, or do they both go into ditches?
To the right, there is that same ditch that led down before the train tracks on the other side. On the left, there are a number of businesses, curbs, and general unfavorable terrain. You could try to off-road it. You could try to maybe pull into something on the side of the road, but you told me you were gunning it for the cars, and you're at the point where you're trying to decide
which
where
side
you're going to hit them now. So
is the left side like a light post, like a hard stop, or just like a curb?
it's a curb.
Guess I'm going straight.
This is going to be a D10 challenge. We are going to kill the Demons here doomed die, and we are going to use it to introduce a new crisis called They're After Me. All right, so D10 with the D12 for They're After Me. And what you have to beat is, well, there's 1-1, so you have an opportunity.
Huzzah.
It's a 16 otherwise, though.
Okay, first we're going to do Flirt with Death because I'm literally crashing head on into things. I will use my relationship with Blanche because she's here with me and I don't want to actually kill her. Put your seatbelt on, by the way. This is an interesting decision because the values I feel like could go either way because really I'm doing something not great. However, it's for a good reason. I might go pragmatism because this is really the only logical way to get us out safely, being that they didn't just tase Victoria or do any of the really non-lethal stuff they have been doing. They fully just like blew her head off.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly we have to get out of here. And this is the most efficient, logical way to do such a thing at this time. So I would say pragmatism. Specialties, I would say yes with spiritualism, mostly because of that last sentence, looking in on my inner strength and everything I know to get through trying situations.
Okay.
All right. Is that it? I've got 4 dice.
Sounds about right.
All right.
Remember, you can spend plot points to add another D6 or to step up any die at any time.
I don't have plot point. Oh, I do have 1 plot point. What could I get for a plot point? Could I get a couple feet of space? I guess you can't really do that. So you need to do like a D&D advantage kind of thing. What could I do with that? You know what? I think I will use it to make my 6 into an 8.
Okay.
That seems like a smart choice. We'll see. So 4 dice. I use my plot point. I will -1. Now I have 0. All right. I think I'm ready.
All right. Let's hear that roll. Beating a 16.
Can I even get a 16? Yes, I can. Oh, wow. I got a 10, a 4, a 7, and a 7. So that is 17.
Okay. That is not a heroic success. So I'm going to tell you how this happens.
Nope, but it's more than a 16.
It is. You bear down on these vehicles, and it takes the folks standing in front of them a moment to realize that you have no intention of stopping. And one of them hurriedly raises something to his shoulder before he seemingly thinks better of it and starts to dive out of the way. But he has no time, because the front end of your SUV is already there, smashes into him, and then subsequently plows into the white vans behind him. The impact is jarring, to say the least. You go flying against the restraint of your seatbelt, and Ace goes tumbling over the seat and into the front on top of Victoria's corpse. Victoria, what's left of her, slouches down from the turned position and crumples into the lower passenger seat area to where her knees are now touching the floorboard. Jenny, the bang of the windscreen crashing was loud, but it does not compare to the crunch as you push through these two vans. You hit with enough force and with no hesitancy, no slowing down, no consideration for the people in front of you, to blow through them and to dislodge them enough to send the one whose back was to the nose of the other flying off over the edge of this small ditch where it tumbles down to its side. You almost come to a stop, but the chaos that you've caused is enough that no one reacts to it. And after a half of a beat, you realize that you have open road in front of you, and you begin to accelerate, with the car luckily responding and moving, if slowly, down the road. You check the side view mirror, the wind whipping in your face, and you see those same 3 figures in the middle of the road, with the one in the middle again aiming down the sights of a long-barreled rifle. And for a second, you seemingly know that he's about to fire again.
Serpentine.
No, we're in an SUV. We'll just topple.
Oh, you're right.
Just duck your ass down.
I'm just trying to save you, the driver, because I can't drive this if you get shot in the head, all right?
Are you doing anything with this information?
I mean, I'm driving. Are you, like, reacting to him that's about to shoot us again?
It's obvious from how he's stanced and the fact that he's no longer moving that he has you beat.
I mean, it wouldn't make sense to start swerving around because in a top-heavy vehicle, you're just going to fall over. Is there a driveway? Or there was that road coming up, yeah? Well, neither of those are great options. Yeah, she would just take that first turn trying to get out of his line of sight without toppling the vehicle over.
Okay, you pull the wheel to the right just as another crack of gunfire sounds behind you, but you only see the report of the muzzle as the sound closest to you is the back windscreen shattering now. It's effectively turned your car into a wind tunnel, which is going to make driving it difficult. You pull into the John Deere parking lot and begin accelerating through it to the other side and pull out onto Lonnie Norman Drive. You are in a very identifiable vehicle now, and you have some pretty significant damage, and you also lost your only touch point to how this world operates. The same person who cautioned you when you first arrived here to not interact with the locals because they'll know that you don't belong. Just to be clear, Manchester, Tennessee is a real place, so feel free to pull up your street view here and follow along. So what's your plan?
Shit.
To drive somewhere far enough away when they stop following us, like hide somewhere, find a good spot to like maybe turn around, because I'm looking up this road and it does more or less dead end, which is unfortunate. But somehow find a way to maybe turn around, off-road a little bit, get back to the main road after a few minutes, because they're definitely going to come looking for us, and just like get away far enough away that we can find some spot to like stop and like regroup.
Okay. Blanche, I know that you have a literal horde of plot points. So
I only have 3.
Oh, I'm sorry. You did end up spending some of them, I guess.
Literal horde.
Do you want to extend Lonnie Norman Road in this world? Do you want to make it not a dead end?
No.
Okay. You continue on this road till you get to the end of it, the wind whipping through and making conversation very difficult, before you reach a building at the end that appears to be the end of this road altogether. You're pulling off here? Was that your plan?
Do I see them behind us?
Not currently.
Then I'll turn around and try to get back towards the main building and then take the side road behind Powder X. If I see them, though, I'm going to off-road it and hope this SUV is actually SUV and not a fluff UV.
You get to the end of that road, you turn yourself around, you come back down Lonnie Norman Drive, and you pull in behind that Powder X with the intention of trying to get back to Interstate, the road on which you started, right?
Yes. I'm trying to see if I can cut through the America's Best parking lot. And I can't tell if it's like a fence or just a yellow line on the thing. It doesn't have a shadow, so I think it's just a yellow line. So
there's a curb, but it's relatively flat.
We can deal with it. Yeah, so I'll just like drive through that little past the garage, jump that curve, and then around America's Best, and then try to cut out to Interstate.
That's your intent, right?
That's the intention, yeah, unless something prevents that.
You pull up, and as you get to close enough that you can see the intersection of the road you're on and Interstate again, the damaged front end of the van that did not end up in the ditch is immediately apparent to you as it rounds the corner. You make that turn into the Powder X back lot there, and the van stops, redirects itself back onto Interstate Drive, and begins driving back down further, trying to pace you, trying to catch you on the other side.
So it basically turned out and went what would be to the right at this point, back to the northeast?
Northwest, yes.
Directions.
You come around the other side of that building, and you can see out in front of the Tennessee Tool and Fixture the van waiting for you.
Is that on the other side of the road?
How many plot points would it take for their vehicle to burst into flames?
Probably fewer than it would have been to just make the road keep going. If I'm going south on Lonnie and then I take a right, there's the Powder X building, and then right next to it is the America's Best and Economy Inn, and then like a big field until you get to the corner with that liquor store.
Yeah. Are you looking on Street View, or are you looking on the map?
No, I'm on Street View.
Okay.
But they're in front of that first building, which is the Powder X. So basically the building, the other side of the building, I just pulled into the parking lot of.
Yep.
Well, fiddlesticks. All right, so I'm going to keep going as partially originally planned, jump the little grass into the hotel parking lot. I guess it's really a motel. And then I'm going to curve around the back side of it instead of the front side. And it looks like, again, it does look like a fence. Since there's no shadow or anything, it looks like just a curb or something. Hop that fence into the grass.
Just the curb.
And basically drive across this field that apparently everyone else is driving across. There's these crazy ass, not straight tractor lines. And then just book it across until I hopefully get to where this liquor store is and can get out onto Woodbury.
Okay.
Understanding that they're probably going to be tracking me. And then when I get onto the road, turn to the right and just get it.
Your vehicle is in rough shape and you're proposing off-roading it after you've already taken a head-on collision and had both windshield and back windshield collapse.
I don't really have any other options because they're on the other side of the building, so...
I hear you. So I'm not going to stretch this out too much. I'll say that you can do all of that, but we're going to have another D10 challenge with a Thereafter Me crisis added. Okay? And your result is a 10 on the 12 and a 6 and a 5. So another 16.
Okay. I'll use the same dice pool. Don't have the plot point this time, so the 6 will be a 6 still. I don't know what I did. I did Flirty with Death. It was an 8. My relationship was at 6. The 10. And then 12.
The 12 for Spiritualist.
Okay.
So is this challenge just for her, or can I make a pool and roll as well, and we can take the best of
You're
whatever?
I'm
percentage?
driving.
You're not driving. You can contribute to the plot points if you want, but that's it.
Alright, I'm gonna roll. Yeah. Not a 16. I got an 8, 4, 3, 5, so 13.
Okay.
So they catch us. And they kill us.
We'll find out in just a second. Back in the UCRI facility, just a mile or two away from where Jenny and Blanche are now hauling a corpse through suburban Tennessee, Dima stands on the opposite end of a hall from Bruce and Jackie and Toska. He's just greeted all of you and welcomed you home. Well, 2 of you. Toska, he looks to you and says,
Toska, положи их в конференц-зал вместе с остальным мусором. Мы не противны воображаем друзья, брос.
What, bro? Like, what?
is that what you say to him?
Yes, that's exactly what I say.
He looks surprised for a second.
Toska, что-то не так?
Dude, I don't understand what you're talking about. I might have lost the language at some point today because I've been shot with your fucking... Or I don't even know it's your gun, huh? Yeah, no, I don't know what you're saying.
Let's try this again. Toska, I'm guessing. Do you know who I am?
No.
This is interesting. Bruce, who is this?
Seems like you already know. I mean, I know we didn't end things super well last time, and I still owe you for that beer, but why are you playing these mind games? It's Toska. You called him Toska.
He did.
Yeah, silly me. Of course it's Toska. Very well, Bruce. Is this going to be I need to restrain you, or will you join me?
Join you in what?
As I said, I need you to come to the conference room. We are gathering you with the other.
So can I, since you don't know me, can I, like, go?
Oh no. Granted, you may be Toska, but given what I believe you to be, it would be irresponsible of me to allow you to leave. I'm afraid that you will be forced to accompany us as well.
Is the other Court? That who you're calling the other?
Yes, Bruce, the other is Court.
In that room right there?
No, Bruce. The conference room is in another part of the building. You'll have to walk with me. It's
Why
not
don't
that
you have Court
far.
meet us outside?
So Bruce can have a cigarette.
Why don't we all just meet at the front of the building?
Bruce, my patience for games is very thin today. And he says this, and you hear the doors behind you on the other side of the hall click open. And through them walk three very imposing figures. Unlike Robert, unlike Jenna, these do not seem to be just people hired off of a job board. These people seem purposeful. The only thing that immediately sets them apart from the remainder of folks you've seen in this is that they wear some type of plastic body armor over them. And one of them has a baton out at the ready. And they're approaching you. Please, I do not want dramatics. I do not want this to be a big thing. I am very tired. I have been up all night, and I would rather that you just come, sit with your friend, and we will take this all back to Chicago, where I am better able to deal with this situation. Where are the rest of them, Bruce?
We're people. We're not cargo. Treat us as
Bruce.
humans.
Where are the rest of them?
Bruce is trying to signal with his eyes that they should shock Dima. He's going a little,
To Jackie and Toska?
Yeah.
And how many people? So it's Dima and the three security guys wearing plastic armor.
Are you taking the time to glance over your shoulders? I would assume
Yes.
you did when the doors swung
Yeah.
open. Security guys is not really doing it justice. They don't appear to be like the orderlies that you saw outside the building. They don't appear to be the same type of employee as the others that you've encountered by UCRI. The way that they're moving, the way that they carry themselves, they seem to be some type of, well, like trained in a military. They seem capable of violence.
And do they have any visible weaponry?
One of them has a raised baton that they're approaching you
And
with.
we have two batons.
Yeah, the others do have sidearms strapped to them. You can't see an immediate baton on either one of them, but they don't, your batons are not hidden, and they don't seem super concerned about that fact.
Well, I don't want to just give in to these guys.
That's fair.
Jack, you got any ideas? Bruce?
I feel like we should threaten Dima. He's obviously important. It seems like the only thing we could leverage is to threaten him.
And these other three guys are behind us and Dima's in front of us, correct?
Yeah.
So one of us could run over to Dima with the baton. Theoretically.
You could. Dima stands staring at all of you at the far end of the hall.
I'm not thinking this is going to end well for us if we try.
Yeah, I'm not either, but it doesn't end well for us if we don't either.
Yeah, we're kind of pigeonholed. I think that's the idea.
I'm going to lunge toward Dima and see if I can get behind him and put the baton to his throat.
Sure. You move rapidly towards Dima. Do you want to, here, you want to get behind him, and so there's about 20 feet between where he's standing and where you're at, right?
Okay. And how far are the guys behind me?
Probably a good 20 feet. You're about equidistant at this moment. At the moment of decision, you are more than capable of advancing on Dima. If you want to, be my guest. Are you all like going on a signal, or are the two of them staying behind?
Yeah, I mean,
what's...
Bruce was making eyes at me, so like
Yeah.
I'm picking up Bruce's eyes, and I'm going to assume that if I start running toward Dima, that he has some sort of idea.
Okay.
I think Bruce will break when Toska breaks. Same direction.
Okay.
And I will
And Jackie, you
turn around and back up and take a defensive stance between them.
Oh boy.
Oh, like you're turning to head off the three on the other side of the hallway, or?
Yeah, but backing towards where Bruce and Toska are going for Dima.
Where they are? Okay. Toska, you lunge towards Dima, and there's a moment of surprise on his face. You've done something that he didn't fully expect to happen. And he panics briefly. His hands go up to his chest, and you have a moment here to tell me what you're doing, as you can close 20 feet a lot faster than I think people realize.
Okay.
So you have a chance to get to him before he really has a chance to react. He's just now starting to spin away as if he's going to run.
So my immediate move would be to get behind him as quickly as possible in a position where I could put my arm around his throat and point the baton with my other hand in some form of, threatening manner, given the situation.
Okay. Dima's not a fighter. He is far from it. This is going to be a D6 challenge, and I cannot really justify using the crisis on this because they're after me, and you're decidedly after them at this moment. And you have to beat a 6.
Okay, I'm going to use resourceful by necessity. I'm going to use self-preservation, my relationship with Bruce, and scoundrel. Okay, so I've got an 8 and an 11, so 19.
Heroic success. You tell me exactly what you want to happen here.
I'm going to lunge toward Dima, leave Jackie standing between me and the other 3 guys, get around behind Dima so that I can grab him while facing the other 3 guys at the opposite end of the hallway. And I'm going to put the baton to Dima's throat. And I'm hoping that Bruce is somewhere right there with me. And I'm going to hold that stance and let Bruce tell me where to go from here because he understands the situation better than I do, maybe.
Maybe.
You get your hands on Dima, and he's not an imposing man. You have a good head on him. And when you pull him back into you, he spins around, and he lets out a yelp. And you bring that baton and pull it right within touching distance of his neck. Are you squeezing the baton?
No, I'm going to let him know that I do know how the thing works, though.
Okay, so you give it a brief squeeze, and there's a pop and a crackle. Yeah. And then you release it, and that pop and crackle causes Dima to shake in your arm. And he starts basically pleading with you.
Toska, пожалуйста. Toska, которую я знаю, хороший человек. Пожалуйста. Будь хорошим.
And he holds his hand up to the people on the opposite side of the hallway, the ones approaching you.
No. Нет, don't do this. Пожалуйста, Lana, остановись. Остановись. Stop. Please, stop. Please.
So,
but they're not stopping.
They're not stopping. Dude, you need to tell them to stop right now because I'm about to, I killed somebody on accident with one of these earlier. So I've got no qualms with killing you. I don't even like you.
Don't you hear the man? Stop.
Please, stop. I'm asking you. She wouldn't want this.
I do gotta do it. If they're not gonna stop, I have to kill them.
Gotta do it, Toska. It's what the guy with the concussion said to do.
I glance over my shoulder and ask, "Who's she?"
Just please don't.
If they don't stop, I'm going to kill you. And I don't really care what happens to me thereafter.
Thanks, Toska.
You have a decision to make because they're not slowing down. This has been What's in the Rift. If you enjoyed our show, please remember to rate and review on your favorite podcast platforms. If you really enjoyed our show,
Dima.
You can support us directly via Patreon or join our Discord. Both links can be found at what'sintherift.com.
What's in the Rift is brought to you by Gas Station Drugs.